The Denver Broncos kick off their season with a home game against the Tennessee Titans as the final game of Week 1. The Titans made the playoffs and the team is solid, but they may not be as scary as some fans think. It all starts with the quarterback, and Ryan Tannehill had a strong season once he got the starting job. But was he fool's gold? Time will tell, but it would be a rare occurrence if Tannehill ended up being a great quarterback. To help take pressure off of Tannehill, the Titans relied on Derrick Henry. There were 7 games the Titans lost last year, including the playoffs, and Henry was held to under 100 total yards in 6 of those 7, and he barely broke 100 in that 7th game. Tannehill has some good weapons to work with in the passing game outside of Henry. Receivers Adam Humphries and Corey Davis, along with tight end Jonnu Smith, can be contributors to move the ball through the air. That is a good mixture of weapons for Tannehill to work with, but they are led by A.J. Brown, who is entering his 2nd year in the NFL. He had over 1,000 yards on just 52 catches and should be even better his 2nd year. The offensive line for the Titans is a good unit when it comes to run blocking, where they were one of the top units. But in pass protection, they were last in the NFL, where they had an adjusted sack rate of 11.2%, and the only team above 10%. Jeffrey Simmons is the key piece on the defensive front, who picked up 13 total pressures on just 397 snaps last year. He was a rookie coming off an injury, but he flashed the potential to build off of. At linebacker, the Titans are a little weak, but they do complement each other pretty well. Rashaan Evans is a good run-defending linebacker, while Jayon Brown did very well in coverage last year. Secondary is a solid unit with 2 solid corners, but they do have their issues that can be exploited by the Broncos if the offense is up to the task. There is one safety that Drew Lock will have to account for on every snap. Kevin Ballard is a really good safety in the NFL that has a nose for taking the ball away. He has 17 interceptions in the last 3 years and is a threat to make life difficult for an inexperienced quarterback. The Broncos' offense looks pretty evenly matched when looking at the Titans' defense, but it will come down to Lock and the weapons against that Titans secondary. They must be able to move the ball through the air. With this matchup, the biggest key is going to be, can the Broncos' defense shut down Derrick Henry? They did in 2019 and walked out with a win, and they upgraded the defensive unit, so it's reasonable to expect them to do it again. This is a really good test for a young Broncos team to start the season. They can answer a lot of questions about both sides of the ball depending on how they perform against these Titans. For Mile High Huddle and Sports Illustrated, I'm Eric Trickle.